If you're a real estate investor in Southern California, you know one thing for sure. Speed is everything. It's not just a nice to have, it's the whole game. So today, we're going to dive into a financial tool that's built for exactly that kind of speed, hard money lending. And we'll see how a local player, HWH San Diego Hard Money, is using it to change the game for investors.
All right, so here's what we've got on tap. We'll start with the San Diego opportunity and its challenges. Then we'll look at financing that can actually keep up. After that, we'll break down how hard money really works, why having a local partner is a game changer, and then wrap it all up by talking about building your own real estate future.
Okay, so first things first, let's set the stage. Because before we can really appreciate the solution, we've got to get a handle on the problem that so many investors are up against.
I mean, be honest. Have you ever been in this spot? You find the perfect deal. The numbers are solid, you're fired up, you're ready to go, but your bank is moving at a snail's pace. It's a classic story, right? And it is just so frustrating.
And that feeling gets dialed up to 11 in a market like San Diego. I mean, this place moves at lightning speed. You just can't afford to sit on the sidelines for weeks, let alone months, waiting for some committee to approve your loan. The best opportunities? They're gone in a flash, snapped up by people who can act fast.
And this really gets to the heart of the problem. Your typical, traditional bank, they're just not built for this. They've got their mountains of paperwork, their super rigid rules, and honestly, they're just completely out of sync with how fast real-world investing actually happens. Their system is a different speed limit altogether.
But what if there was another way? What if your financing was actually built for the fast lane? Well, that's exactly where the solution comes into play. Let's dive into this.
And this right here, this is the core mission for HWH. It's a direct response to that slow, frustrating process we were just talking about. It boils down to three things: being fast, being reliable, and being flexible. It's all about giving you, the investor, the power to move, not tying your hands.
Yeah, check this out. This lays it out perfectly. You've got the old way with traditional banks on one side, slow, always looking in the rearview mirror at your credit score and tax returns. And then on the other side, you've got the HWH hard money approach, super fast, forward-looking, and zeroed in on the property's actual value and potential. That's the whole game right there.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, how on earth is that kind of speed even possible? Well, it's not magic, I promise. It's just a totally different way of looking at lending. So let's pull back the curtain and see how the engine actually works.
All right, here's the secret sauce. It's called hard money for a reason. The loan is based on a hard asset, the actual brick-and-mortar property. And because the main thing they're looking at is the property's value, lenders like HWH can just cut through all the red tape. The property is the star of the show, not your entire financial history.
And get this is the number that really blows people away. We're talking 10 to 14 days. From start to finish. Now think about that. Compared to the 45, 60, maybe even 90 days you'd be twiddling your thumbs with a bank. In a market like San Diego, that isn't just a time saver. That's the difference between getting the deal and watching someone else get it.
And the process itself is just simple. It's exactly what you'd want it to be. You apply, they appraise the property, you get approved based on that appraisal, and boom, you get your funding. No weird hoops to jump through. It's just a straight line from A to B.
And this isn't a one-trick pony either. This kind of flexibility works for all sorts of strategies. You've got fix and flip loans, loans for brand new construction, bridge loans to get you from one deal to the next, even DSCR loans for rental properties that focus on the property's cash flow. It's like having a whole toolkit, There's a specific tool for whatever job you're trying to do.
So look, you can probably get a hard money loan from a bunch of different places, right? So what's the big deal about working with a local lender? Well, it turns out it's about way more than just the cash. It's about finding a real partner.
And this is a huge, huge advantage. When your lender actually lives and breathes the San Diego market, they just get it. They know the neighborhoods, they understand the property values, they see the trends in a way some person in a call center 1,000 miles away never, ever could. They're seeing the streets you're seeing, not just numbers on a screen.
And this right here, this quote, it just nails it. They're not just trying to do one deal with you and then disappear. The whole idea is to be part of your team for the long haul, to help you build real wealth, project after project.
And that kind of partnership really comes down to these three things. First, transparency, so you always know what's going on. Second, fast communication, because we all know every minute counts when a deal is on the line. And third, a real focus on building something that lasts, because their success is tied to your success.
Okay,
So we've walked through the problem, we've seen the solution, and we've talked about the mindset behind it. Now let's tie it all together and talk about what this really means for your future as an investor.
If there's one thing to take away, it's this. A loan like this isn't just money. It's an opportunity. It's the key that unlocks a door that was previously slammed shut by a slow bank. It's the fuel in your tank that lets you accelerate your portfolio growth instead of being stuck in traffic.
And really, that's how it's supposed to work, isn't it? When your lender genuinely wants you to succeed, everything changes. You're not just some number on a loan application. You're a partner. Everybody is pulling in the same direction, aiming for the same goal.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. If you had the right financial partner in your corner, what could you really accomplish? What's that next big project you have in mind that, with this kind of speed and flexibility, could finally become a reality?
So if you're ready to stop wondering and start exploring, the next step is super simple. Just get in touch with the team at HWH San Diego Hard Money Lender. Have a conversation and see how they can help you turn that next big idea into your next big success. Thanks so much for joining us.